Hello, and welcome to an edition of Living Simply and Fun. And I will be reviewing, in this cigar review, the Cinco Vega Classic, which is a Sumatran wrapper with a Dominican and Nicaraguan long filler. No word on the binder. It received a 90 rating.
Hello, everyone.
At one point. From Cigar Aficionado, it's also received 83s and 88, so obviously they can't keep it.
I would like to ask, can we even trust these ratings?
Well, that's one question. The thing is, how does your rating change? You either liked it or you didn't like it. But, anyways, I tried to find the blender on this. By all accounts and purposes, Cigar International bought up the rights to Cinco Vegas. However, this was already on the market before Cigar International bought them up. It is iffy ground because Nestor Plasencia and ran Cinco Vegas for a while and still does a lot of the blending for Cigar International too. So, who blended it? Right at the end of this, the Cinco Vegas was in the hands of a blender named Kiki Barber, who was more than likely the blender of the Cinco Vegas Classic, based on time frame. Not much is out there about Kiki Barber. In fact, if you even try to look him up, you're mostly going to find stuff on former running back Tiki Barber. It's like Google insists on fixing the name Kiki and making it Tiki even underneath quotations because Tiki Barber is a big name.
Maybe Google doesn't.
Even if you put cigar in it, it'll end up finding cigar information with Tiki Barber. So, very hard to find any information on him, and I couldn't get a fact down that this was Kiki Barber's blend. Also, even though he originally blended it and passed on the recipe, it could have changed over time, and that could be why the rating has changed also with Cigar Aficionado.
I was going to make a statement that if some of you out there haven't noticed, a lot of cigar companies, like Cigar International, is buying something like Cinco 5, right? That's what it's called. Why? Because they know one day the Cuban market's going to be sucked up again. Cubans are going to be out for everyone, therefore they got to have their own blend, even though it might be a house blender, a crappy house blend, from what we understand. Maybe Eric can explain it a little better.
We've explained that in another one. That has to do with General Cigar trying to buy up other brands. General Cigar is I think they bought up CAO. I think they bought up Tarano. I believe they bought up one other. I don't remember what it is offhand though.
Davidoff or
I think it might be Davidoff because Camacho, who was apparently bought up by them, is underneath Davidoff's website.
I do want to say I would love to smoke a
Davidoff. So, anyways,
a Savinelli when Peterson, which you can't find much of.
Well, we've had a Savinelli. We got a live review of a Savinelli too.
I mean another one.
Yes, I know.
I know I'm not trying to mooch for you out there.
Can't even do a review. So, the 5 Vegas Classic. Of course, this is classic, isn't it? Doesn't it have to be like 20, 30 years old before it could be called a classic? Of course, it's the original blend, so it's classic regardless. But is it the original blend? Seeing that the company was actually established in 1890, where are the blends from then? So, I'm not going to keep going on that.
To smoke an 1890 something brick house.
They have them, not brick house. There's that George Washington whatever.
And that's a premium bar. Can we have a sniffer?
Slight cocoa and coffee scent.
Cocoa and coffee.
And it's actually strongest near the torp end.
I can taste the cocoa.
Well, get that.
Yeah, cocoa and coffee is completely on the on it.
Seriously, don't. No. When pet peeve. when you hand a cigar to somebody else to smell because they're like, "Ooh, let me get a smell of that," and you're like, "Oh, there's no harm in it smelling." Please do not shove it up your nostril. You can.
Ow! Quit making me laugh.
Seriously, you can put your nose to it, but do not shove it up and in.
Do not make me laugh. I'm already hurting.
It almost makes me think that this has been like poison now.
Right.
No, you may not have it. You're not fit to smoke yet. So, anyways, cocoa and coffee, its strongest scents come from this end. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up.
Dr. Aaron says I am not fit to smoke.
It's one thing I was worried about with this cigar was the draw. And I've poked this a couple times prior to smoking.
Just so you know,
and it's still tight. You were visible.
In what way?
In the mirror.
Not the entire mirror, I hope.
No. It's not worth your turning back for if you did miss it. Oh, I hate Bics. I hate them. I can't wait to return home.
Yes, he's waiting to go home for whatever reason he is. Hello, everyone. Moppy's looking for a hamburger.
We got him these new treats. They're hamburger treats, but this is because of a Bic. That's not wonkiness. That is Bic. And why is it still blowing air when I turned it? Oh, it's not off. That might be why. Yeah, that was why. The wind was blowing my light.
First of all, a cigar is supposed to be lit with a torch light. Secondly, always keep a tool to open up the end. So, on this
and this has such a thick wrapper and binder. This has such a thick wrapper and binder that I'm having a real hard time lighting or fixing.
On this trip, you can blame TSA for keeping us, the brother and sisters of the pipe, tobacco, and cigars away from their tools they need to smoke a decent cigar.
Well, I'm hoping this fixes itself because there's nothing I can do with a lighter, and it's got a really tight draw so far. I can't even enjoy the flavors because of how tight the draw is.
However, we were going to go check out some smoke shops in the area, but we haven't found it on the maps yet.
Oh, I found it. About the closest is over 2 or 3 miles from here. So not unless we're going to take a bus. Or unless I met some brother or sister of the leaf who knew where it was and could recommend. Also, the cigar shop itself is gone. So the only cigar shops left are ones that are cheap tobacco places that happen to have cigars as well. Otherwise, there's no B&Ms really. And that's a shame. No brick and mortars in Lincoln. None. I don't get it. There's like 7 or 8 cheap tobacco shops that happen to have cigars, but they also have pot pipes. So, I mean, that's like an afterthought. Like, oh, buy your cheap tobacco here. No, we have some cigars. That's like, we have pipe tobacco, and there's not 1 tin of pipe tobacco there. It's just bags of cigarette tobacco. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can get into the first half of this, and maybe it'll fix itself. Maybe it'll open up a bit. We'll see. I'd like this to be good because I'm running out of cigars here. I only got like 4 left. So.
I actually want to say that I'm hoping that we get back soon to our lovely studio at home so we can actually review cigars without worrying about running out. As you know, I've done enough damage here before surgery that,
Oh, we got like
brother
10.
and sisters of the leaf, I lied to the doctor and I said I didn't smoke for 3 weeks on the day of going in and being admitted for surgery. So you can tell that I'm trying to do my best now to hope we get back to our studio where I can get back into reviewing for all you lovelies.
It's so tight I can't even pull a toothpick out of the back. It like wants to suck onto it. And the only flavors I'm getting is kind of a basic leather flavor so far. So, anyways, I will see you in just a few. Hello, and welcome back to the halfway point. Sorry. Cigars. This one, I'm finding a little boring. It's got some raisin flavor, some leather, some...
My apology with the TV on.
Some minor cinnamon flavors as well. Not very strong in flavor, and I'm having a lot of draw issues. Very, very, very tight draw. I get it fixed now and then, but it just seals itself right back up. And I usually don't have that problem with these. These are a very sharp torpedo, though, and sometimes torps just get that way. I like them now and then because, well, they're comfortable to hold in the mouth, but they don't necessarily burn any better, and they tend to get hot quicker. I notice usually when I'm about here, it's already getting hot where my fingers are down here. So that's like 1.5 inches left on the cigar. So it kind of, in some ways, feels wasteful to me. I don't find that the smoke goes through the cone any faster and makes for better flavor off the tip of the tongue or anything. I do sometimes feel that way when I do a hole punch. And I've had some torps that have been very nice that way. It does work sometimes, but not always. This one, it doesn't really matter that it's a torp shape or not. If anything, that's what's leading to my burn issues. Too tightly rolled in the cone. Anyways, I'll get back to you during the final third of this. Hello, and welcome back to the final third of the not a hiccup. The Cinco Vegas Classic, or Cinco Vega Classic. I actually feel like this has been a pretty piss poor review on my part because I've not had the best of luck on this stick, and tight draw, slight tunneling issue just recently. It's kind of been messed up from the beginning because I don't have the proper tools to attempt to fix proper. Even had a split in the wrapper there. And these have been dry boxing for a while because I don't have proper humidification on the trip either. The only thing I got is a CAO humidor for their 10-pack sampler called the Champions 2. Nice little humidor to travel with. Anyways, as for the flavors, they haven't been too horrible at all. Rita?
Yes. Yes.
Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to hear what you had to say.
Never mind.
Go ahead, tell the camera people what you're thinking.
We're in the picture again.
Fine, I'll put my pants on. My apologies.
Doesn't really matter. Anyways, there's some slight cedar taste in here and some raisin taste. But the primary thing is the draw is so tight on this that it's hard to get a good reading on some of the flavors. And so, although I've been enjoying it, it hasn't been as enjoyable as I would have liked. And I know this is a better cigar than what I've thought of it so far. If I was to go off the cigar based on this single stick, I would end up saying that the Cinco Vega Classic is not a very good cigar, and I wouldn't recommend it very well.
However, I will have to buy another Backyard Boogie so you can sample it again
But
so the world can try it.
I have had the Cinco Vega Classic before and quite thoroughly enjoyed it. So it's just, I feel bad that this stick is the stick for review because this stick is, there's something wrong with it. It wasn't rolled right. I couldn't tell you. But it kind of leaves me feeling that I haven't done it justice because I know it's a better stick than what I'm getting.
Then I better ask the question for all of you out there, since I can't smoke and I am the supervisor in charge of him smoking. Did you feel satisfied smoking that?
No.
Because you always wanted to put that.
When I talk about satisfaction, this has not left me feeling very satisfied. In fact, it's made me want to nub this quite a while ago and just go with a new stick. Sometimes you get that type of stick where it's just like, this is a lost cause, and this cigar feels like a lost cause to me. And again, part of that is I'm working with a Bic. I don't have any additional cutters. I couldn't take any more material off of this. Maybe if I could have given it a straight cut, you know,
I just want to say
instead of the V cut that I gave it, it would have opened the back end a bit more. If I had my poker, maybe I could have gotten further in there, found a knot.
I just want to say I blame TSA for a lot of these problems. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the regulations and all that crap. We can't take everything with us. So, you know.
But I just kind of feel like I haven't done this cigar justice in this. Right now, standing on this cigar, I got to say it's not worth the money, but it's not worth the trial. But I know that it is. But what do? Do I go based off this stick and tell you all it's a piece of garbage? Or do I go off of my gut that says that this is a better cigar than this one bad example?
And how about those Astros in their Grand Slam
Rita was
tonight?
so happy because she saw a Grand Slam tonight. So
I haven't seen one since the 90s.
Colby Rasmus put one out. That was great. So
last time I seen a Grand Slam.
And I had a hunch of it. The bases are loaded. You got the number 1 hitter getting on, the number 2 hitter getting on, the third batter getting on. Then you got Colby Rasmus comes to the plate. I'm sitting there saying, this is our cleanup guy. This is our home run guy. Then they talk about the fact he's already hit 4 of them. I don't know. At that point, the fact that Rita wanted to see when I said this is going out. There it goes.
Bases loaded again. So.
Oh, yeah. Bases loaded again for the Astros. I doubt there'll be another Grand Slam, but... Anyways, with that said, please add and subscribe. Leave questions, comments, feedback, concerns, all that good jazz.
Tell us in the comments in the box if you, in my opinion, prefer Aaron doing reviews, us both doing joint reviews, or just me, because I've been watching the counter go up and down and fluctuate while I'm on hiatus.
Yeah, so anyways, oh yes, and just be nice, that's all we ask. So enjoy every puff.